Hello and welcome back to Cthulhu Gaming. We're going to be continuing Call of Cthulhu. I hope you guys are ready. We're on chapter 6. Let's see what we get ourselves into. Let's get it. It's Cthulhu.
Who goes there?
Must have been just a dream.
That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Yeah, you might need a drink. I don't know. Raise this just a hair. There we go. Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Of course you can. All right. Some people are talking. Ooh, there's people down there. Let's go down there and see what they are doing.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep
feeling
long?
like shit.
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Right. I bet you they knocked me out. Roofied me.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
Oh shit.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Well, some crazy shit happened. And this guy died over here. And then he came back. It was nuts. And then I was in an insane asylum. There was explosions and electrocutions and some crazy guy that I was talking to I had to get sleeping pills for. It was nuts. It was absolutely crazy.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's
Probably.
possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Get out of here with that. You did see Charles was alive. Let's do this one.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then
Then what?
Then what?
Then what? Out with it. Spit it out.
The rest is quite blurry.
Yeah?
I don't recall how I came back home.
You were drunk.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
What?
You don't remember the events of the tunnel.
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Uh-huh. This guy's avoiding the subject. He's obviously the perpetrator. Try this one.
You two know each other pretty well.
It's a tiny island. Everyone knows everyone. Especially since I'm a police officer and Marie's a doctor.
The chemistry is obvious.
Uh-huh.
I
You
do
guys
seem a
know
little
each
bit
other.
stupid, don't I? Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something.
Probably roofies.
I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
What?
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
Let's see. Yeah, we couldn't do that one. Dr. Colden. What's this? Did Fuller found... I saw dead bodies.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
Of course he is.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way.
Sounds like a
Captain
cult to me.
Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Oh, I don't really have anything else.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course.
He's
a patient.
suspicious.
Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I can't, okay? He called him the Shambler.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
Probably.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
That guy's an idiot. Oh. Yeah, let's do this one.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
That's
Don't
a
end up in
good
the
idea.
hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
How am I gonna know if I end up there anyway? Crazy.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Yeah, probably.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Okay, so we've kind of exhausted our options. Let's kind of look around here. What's this? Have a drink? Don't have a drink. We're gonna have a drink. Is there anything else that we can do here? Talk to Sanders' widow. Okay. Let's go talk.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
What the hell's she doing there?
You know each other.
We met briefly, but he made a strong impression on me. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker.
The hell's she doing there?
This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable.
Alrighty.
It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Guess.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
I was no longer there when it happened. He died screaming right before my eyes. You must not feel guilty. Let's do this one.
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional Shambler had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see.
He's
But
a
it's
weird-
best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous.
Oh yeah?
I need to understand. How could this happen? in a reputed institute. And right before your eyes. Did you not do anything to help him?
How the fuck am I supposed to help him? It wasn't me that's who sent him there.
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Let's see. What? Yeah,
May I
let's
ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in, don't you?
I am no fool. Please believe that much, at least.
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Jesus.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
But that
It is my
pitched.
only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then
Except
you
your
have
sanity.
paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you are so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Oh, goody. Let's take a look at this note here real quick.
Did she really care for him after all?
Dear Madam, I acknowledge receipt of the letter in which you demand of the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his interment, you signed a discharge, allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. Alrighty. What's this?
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Ooh, what the hell is that? Okay. Ooh, reconstruction. Alright, we must examine the Shambler as we cover all these different things here.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Perhaps. What's this?
A house of artists. A house of artists.
Okay.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Probably that beast. The beastie. Terrible, terrible beastie. Is this the Shambler?
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Whoa. That's kind of trippy.
Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? She didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated.
What else can we see here? What the fuck? He went insane. Ripped his eyes out.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Just so we can go insane. Alright. Pretty cool place.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Well, there's the phonograph. Let's put it in there.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him.
Do you hear this?
Behind my eyelids.
Do you hear what's
Each time
going
I
on in
shut
his
my
head?
eyes.
See? I told you.
I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Yeah. Right, so. I have no idea where we're supposed to be going here, so. Let's, find whatever painting we're supposed to be finding here. It's locked. Damn, that's a big painting. Is that the Shambler?
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
There's more than that, Miss Baker.
So people have been talking behind my back. I was almost beginning to like you, Mr. Pierce. But it stays cat for you.
You knew the Sanders?
Irene is a friend of mine.
Okay.
All's fair in love and war, I suppose.
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Strength. What's that? It's a key. Key to the Sanders Gallery. Let's find out what it has in store for us, shall we? What you doing over there?
A strange Amerindian pendant. I could use one of those.
What you doing over there? You reading some materials over there? Mm-hmm.
Go take a hike, Detective.
An old diary.
Interesting. Let's, collect as much as we can.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Probably drove her crazy. Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning for you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler. Your dear friend, Sarah Hawkins. Alright, what a touching letter. What's this? Would you read the book? Sure, let's read the book. It is a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. Following 2. Ooh. Ah. Yeah, that just lets me hide. Those are interesting artifacts. Damn.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Yeah. They look absolutely strange. Jesus. There it is.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
It's insane. Definitely, it almost looks like a bunch of the artifacts from the caves and stuff we were in. What's this? That's crazy looking. I just want to look at all the different interesting things. I don't know what that was. Looks like ink. Alright, so let's go up here and take a look at the Shambler. That one is orange. Huh. There was a black one in the other room. It looks like a monster's mouth. Now we're about to jump through it like some N64 Super Mario. Just jump right through the painting. It's me, Super Cthulhu. Look, see? The painting's about to come to life, and it's gonna grab him. Oh shit. This doesn't look good at all. What the fuck? I gotta remember where I hid. I hid in one of those things. Oh god. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hide. Possibly. Oh my god. Where did I go? Well, this sucks. Examine the Shambler.
What the hell was that?
Alright, that was... that completed. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm not in here. Go away. Go. Oh my god, you found me. Ah, shit. Well, that sucks. Alright.
What the hell was that?
We're gonna have to...
Damn. Did it hear that? Maybe I can use this dagger.
Run away! Run away! Let's try this. That was
Damn
stupid.
it! This dagger didn't work.
How about this one?
This dagger looks different.
Let's try this one. That's right. That's right. Oh no. Go away. Ew. Yeah. Stab him. Right in the eyeball. Damn. That was crazy. Uh-oh. You've become part of the painting.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. Nothing. I was just examining this, knife. Yeah.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Yeah.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
I think she thinks I lost it.
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
Whoa.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Cool stuff. I think she's also suspicious too. They're all suspicious. I bet you they're all in cahoots. Ooh, that's blood. Someone got there before he did. Inspect the books.
Where's the bookseller? An old diary. What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Right here, obviously.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Probably.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Caveman.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Yeah, for real. He don't care. Anything in here?
What killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Yeah, what sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Ooh.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
This is crazy. Ah, what's inside the safe?
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Ooh.
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Crazy stuff.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips of the Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact, to try to find it. Interesting.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
They sure are. Everybody's actually asleep. You're in a big, huge dream. Okay. Ooh, what is this?
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It is impossible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality in order that they recovered and burned. The funeral urn, it must be given to my dear mother. She is still in this world. The following message is of a capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the world. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Indeed. So we must find some cylinders.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
I just, obtained the cylinders. Still a little confused on the books. I'm sure they have some sort of correlation with something in here.
Things are not looking good.
What's over here? Oh, here we are. So let's do cylinder 1.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold, To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Alright, so this one indicates how many chess pieces are left of the white chess pieces. Let's go
finally
back.
Understood that we were, and these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold.
So
to
we
be
might
the
be
guardian
looking
of the
for
Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry.
red drops.
And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Interesting. What about this one?
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research.
Okay.
I never tire of browsing through them.
Volume 9. So it's either how many Arkhams there are or Volume 9. I'm still kind of confused on the drops, but let's go. What is this?
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how I'm supposed to. There's 2 here. Yeah, 2, 4. 6, maybe? 2, 4. 5. Let's go check out the pieces here. 1, 2, 3. So 9, 3, 5. Oh, that's oil for my lantern. I don't see anything else that could indicate the red drops. So that one. Is this
Drake
one?
talked about a particular volume.
It was this one. So this could be. I don't know. 18. There's a number of options we have here. So it goes only to 9. Let's go over to rotate. So this one's 4 or 5. This one is 3, maybe 3 or 4, and this one is 9. Hey, I did it. First try. How about that? All right, let's see what we got here. Hey, tui de dembala. De dui de dembala. You guys know that reference. Let me know in the comments. Oh shit. It's about to go down. Damn. This is wild. He's got the power.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Very well. I'll examine him. 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
You were standing right there. I literally just told you. I don't know if you're deaf or just wasn't listening, but you probably should have been paying attention. He's got something in his frickin' stomach.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing
Yeah.
with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
Yeah, look at the bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth.
I'm not saying it was the aliens, but it's the aliens.
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
What the hell?
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips.
He's
What can
turning
be
into an
happening?
octopus.
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail.
Jesus.
And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier,
He seemed to feel better?
yes, like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But
What
that doesn't
the
explain
hell?
his condition.
We must release him to the ocean. Like a baby sea turtle.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
I told you it was the
No.
aliens.
This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
What the
Dr.
hell?
Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations.
Oh, shut up.
I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
What do you mean, like torture?
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
His limbs? His body temperature? I don't know what experiments you've undertaken, but this is going too far.
Oh, I sense some excitement beneath your indignation. Could it be you wish to join me in my scientific endeavors?
You are a brilliant physician,
lost
Dr.
it.
Fuller, but this man has the attributes of some kind of animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Oh my god. That was like a very passive-aggressive threat.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his.
It could ruin her.
If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Yeah, you better
Of
not
course,
talk.
Doctor.
You'll be
You
sleeping
can
with the
count on me.
fishes.
I'll keep Mum.
Like this, baby sea turtle guy over here. Throwing tentacles and stuff. Alright, that's enough excitement for this video, guys. I'm gonna be ending it right here. Stay tuned. We're gonna continue on. Probably gonna have to find these medical files and see what other dirt we can dig up on this Fuller guy. Until next time, have a good night. Peace.